Isaiah chapter 5. The Song of the Vineyard. Now let me sing of my friend. My beloved song about his vineyard. My friend had a vineyard on a fertile hillside. He spaded it, cleared it of stones, and planted the choicest vines. Within it he built a watchtower, and hewed out a winepress. Then he waited for the crop of grapes. But it yielded rotten grapes. Now, inhabitants of Jerusalem, people of Judah, judge between me and my vineyard. What more could be done for my vineyard that I did not do? Why, when I waited for the crop of grapes, did it yield rotten grapes? Now, I will let you know what I am going to do to my vineyard. Take away its hedge, give it to grazing. Break through its wall, let it be trampled. Yes, I will make it a ruin. It shall not be pruned or hoed, but will be overgrown with thorns and briars. I will command the clouds not to rain upon it. The vineyard of the Lord of hosts is the house of Israel, the people of Judah, his cherished plant. He waited for judgment, but see, bloodshed. For justice, but hark, the outcry. Oracles of reproach. Ah! Those who join house to house, who connect field with field, until no space remains, and you alone dwell in the midst of the land. In my hearing the Lord of hosts has sworn, many houses shall be in ruins, houses large and fine, with nobody living there. 10 acres of vineyard shall yield but 1 bath, and a homer of seed shall yield but an ephah. Ah! Those who rise early in the morning, in pursuit of strong drink, lingering late, inflamed by wine, banqueting on wine with harp and lyre, timbrel and flute. But the deed of the Lord they do not regard, the work of his hands they do not see. Therefore my people go into exile, for lack of understanding, its nobles starving, its masses parched with thirst. Therefore Sheol enlarges its throat, and opens its mouth beyond measure. Down into it go nobility and masses, tumult and revelry. All shall be abased, each one brought low, and the eyes of the haughty lowered. But the Lord of hosts shall be exalted by judgment. By justice the holy God shown holy. Lambs shall graze as at pasture. Young goats shall eat in the ruins of the rich. Ah! Those who tug at guilt with cords of perversity, and at sin as if with cart ropes, who say, let him make haste. Let him speed his work, that we may see it. On with the plan of the Holy One of Israel. Let it come to pass, that we may know it. Ah! Those who call evil good, and good evil, who change darkness to light, and light into darkness, who change bitter to sweet, and sweet into bitter. Ah! Those who are wise in their own eyes, prudent in their own view. Ah! Those who are champions at drinking wine, masters at mixing drink. Those who acquit the guilty for bribes, and deprive the innocent of justice. Therefore, as the tongue of fire licks up stubble, as dry grass shrivels in the flame, their root shall rot, and their blossom scatter like dust. For they have rejected the instruction of the Lord of hosts, and scorned the word of the Holy One of Israel. Therefore the wrath of the Lord blazes against his people. He stretches out his hand to strike them. The mountains quake. Their corpses shall be like refuse in the streets. For all this, his wrath is not turned back. His hand is still outstretched. Invasion. He will raise a signal to a far-off nation, and whistle for it from the ends of the earth. Then speedily and promptly they will come. None among them is weary, none stumbles. None will slumber, none will sleep. None with waist belt loose. None with sandal thong broken. Their arrows are sharp, and all their bows are bent. The hooves of their horses like flint, and their chariot wheels like the whirlwind. They roar like the lion. Like young lions, they roar. They growl and seize the prey. They carry it off and none can rescue. They will growl over it, on that day. Like the growling of the sea. Look to the land. Darkness closing in. The light dark with clouds.